wonderful episode of the Roundtable on this day, the last day in the month of July. Personally, I'm relieved that the month of July is coming to an end. It was looking like July was about 60 days long, but hey, here we are, and it's a great day and a wet day as well if you are in Lagos. And yeah, another wonderful day to talk about topics that are affecting the Nigerian people, topics that are eating up the polity, topics that concerns the 200 million plus Nigerians, and of course matters that affect us to our very bones. My name is Shegun Odun. I have me here two of the very best journalists you have here in the city of Lagos, in Lagos, Nigeria, and even in the world when it comes to matters that are affecting the Nigerian people. We are going to be analyzing these issues from various lenses and be presenting the truth to you, our viewers. I have to my left today Mr. Chukwudi Akasike. Very good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for being a part of this package. And to my right, Mr. Adekunle Aliu.
It's a pleasure to be here again.
Not with the glasses this time, but he's here, body, spirit, and so we'll be starting with a particular topic that is affecting everybody because, hey, it's our property. We are starting with the statement of the NNPCL boss, Mr. Bayo Julai, when he said the Portharcourt refinery is not for sale. Remember that recently, talking about Mr. Bayo Julai, the NNPCL boss has come out to talk about the failures of not just the Portharcourt refinery, but the Nigerian owned refineries, and the fact that the several billions in dollars that have been spent on these refineries haven't yielded fruits. Because, like you all know, well, and if you do not know, let's tell you, the refinery is currently not in use. There have been rumors that are coming out in recent time from many persons saying that the refinery, the Portharcourt refinery especially, will be sold. Remember the number of times we've talked about the fact that it was being worked upon. The engineers were working on it from government to government, from government to government. And we thought that with the board administration, everything was almost done and dusted. But no, 2025 July ending, the refinery in Portharcourt is still not functioning. I'll be starting with you, Mr. Adekunle Aliu. In fact, Dangote said at some point that we spent over $16 billion to work on our refineries. The Dangote refinery there in Lagos was done with about 20 billion. And we've been repairing ours with over 16. Some people say it's even $18 billion. I mean, and we have nothing to show, but a private individual has something to show. And now we are not selling. So what are we doing with that refinery?
I think the Ojudari himself didn't want to sell that thing when he made that statement initially that it may be sold. So maybe after doing a very systematic and analytical look into the refinery itself, he decided, look, we can't sell this national asset. What we can do is still keep fixing it. And that's for the Portharcourt refinery. Now, remember we have Tinubu trying to fix the Kaduna refinery and also trying to fix the Warri refinery. Now, all this fixing, we've been putting money maybe in a hole. I think there should be a proper investigation into why these refineries want to go moribund and why you want to lose it. Though there have been many calls before now, Baba just said he wants it sold. Other people want to buy it during the Yaradua period. After and Yaradua came and said no, they shouldn't sell. So because it's a national asset, maybe because it's a pride. But what we're saying is that look into it properly and tell us the truth. We want to know precisely the state of our refineries. If anybody has used that refinery as a means of siphoning money, they should also pay. Because the previous boss of the NNPC, if you look at how he was making promises, he was shifting goalposts on the refinery repair, and he was giving us confidence that the refinery will work. But from what we've just read of recent, we are discovering that, look, maybe they just had to start that refinery to keep our mouth shut, but they were not supposed to start. So I think, but maybe now with Ojulari now coming again and say, look, we won't sell. We will fix authentically. Maybe we should just give him time because he is looking like a new judge that is going to fix everything. But again, he should note that if this refinery 2 did not work, we are going to blame him like we're going to hold Military responsible for every abnormality that has happened in that refinery. So he needs to come out clean and plain. And I will add this, that look, we have a Petroleum Industry Act bill. So that refinery should be, NNPC and the refinery should be left alone. They are now an investment company. Now they will have to look at it. Will they make money from it while serving the people, or they will make money from while selling? So you should consider both. That look, we are now a private sector. what is most important for us, to keep it or to sell it? Because you now have a competitor that is going to run you out of business if you are not working well in your refinery. Dangote will run them out of business, because you can see he's calling for...
They are not even in business.
They want to be in business.
They are not
They want to
even in
compete
business.
somehow with... They want to...
I think the body language from the NNPC is that of failure, and now it's even surprising that by now nobody is in prison. Nobody has no investigation. If nobody is in prison, investigation ought to have gone halfway. Nigerians ought to have been, hearing, okay, the $1.5 billion that was invested in turning around
maintenance.
turnaround maintenance of the Portharcourt refinery. How has it been spent? Nobody is talking about that. We want to jump the gun again and move to another port of
refinery
maintenance. So what the federal government should do immediately is to set up a probe committee that will punish or find what happened. Find out what happened in that Portharcourt refinery matter.
And also look at other refineries too, so that this kind of thing will not come back.
That of Portharcourt is bizarre, brazen, and barefaced.
They said
6.5%. It didn't start. When he eventually started, he didn't spend up to 3 months and he collapsed. So there is something NNPC has not told the public, and I've told you here, NNPC is a kind of outfit that would like to manage information so that one thing or the other, the way the body language is that they are hiding something, and at the end of the day, that thing they are hiding will come to public glare. The collapse of the refinery shows that it's a total failure. Yes, where did that $1.5 billion
go down the drain?
That is it. So the fact is that they like dancing to that music of corruption, and it's left for the federal government to stop that music and play something that will benefit the masses.
You are talking about another committee. We've had committees. So we've seen committees. At a point when reports had it that former MD of NNPC, was to be arrested, there was an advert saying that no, there was nothing like that. Some persons were called up till date. I mean, nothing much. Perhaps they are still investigating and they don't want it out there. But it looks like there's no punishment for certain activities.
Now, so because it's a private company now, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Look, the House of Rep members we are calling for 1 to 2 point something trillion naira missing. They say no missing, but it's not accountable. They're just saying story. But again, from what year to what year, according to somebody said, maybe they are just cherry picking the report book and try to paint NNPC black. Well, NNPC is now a private company. It's now in the open. It's no longer our own company like that, but a private entity that must survive. So if we're going to even do this probe, I think we should look at which time. From the time of Buhari, where we have given Daewoo contract to fix Kaduna refinery. We have given some other company contract to fix Warri. So these people should now give account. What have you done?
NNPC is a private entity that is managing Nigeria's resources. That is why EFCC must be on the standby. As the probe is going on, if anybody is mentioned, because this is something that affects the life of Nigerians. So if you don't hide it, EFCC should be on the standby. If anybody is mentioned, no matter how heavy, no matter how big the person is, the person should come down to the law.
So that the law come on the person.
The person should come down so that the law will clamp down. As it is now, if the way it is, everything is shrouded in secrecy. It's as if these people are above the law.
Because I wouldn't want to hear this kind of case again when the Kaduna refinery is supposed to
see another president comes in
another issue.
So by now I think Nigerians should hold them accountable and begin to, okay, what's happening to Kaduna refinery? We want to know the amount that has been spent. Is it going to come out well? Because that's not Warri refinery is not the only Portharcourt refinery. It's not the only refinery. We
have Warri, we have Kaduna.
So the other three they should tell us what exactly is going on. Is there hope for the revival, or we want to sell it?
Okay, the NNPC boss said it is ill-advised to sell the refinery. So what becomes of the refinery?
I wouldn't say after milking that area dry. You don't need to rush and sell. Probe first. Let's see what happened. Let's see the kind of rigmarole, dilly-dallying that has kept the thing. Yes. So if we can do that, because selling it will mean allowing these thieves to go scot-free. Because it's open that somehow thieves came in. Thieves made the thing not to work. So that is why our EFCC, our ICPC must probe into that organization and bring out the thief. Let them serve their time in prison.
All right, we have to move on to the next topic. Interestingly, the next topic also is about this same sector, the oil sector. And recently, the CEO of Dangote refinery, of course, we know Mr. Aliko Dangote himself, the richest black man alive at the moment, has called for President Tinubu to operate a Nigeria first policy and to ban fuel importation. This has also sparked a big response from importers, and they are saying that Dangote wants a monopoly, and that is because that is what he's used to, and that he wants to kick them out of the market. They have also responded by also reducing the price of fuel below what even Dangote is having it at the moment. And I think I'll be starting with you this time around.
Yes.
Is this good news for Nigerians? It looks like they say when these guys are having a banter, it's always good for the people below.
In looking at this issue, you look at Nigeria as a country. Is it not irresponsible for us to be importing refined product into the country? If we have Dangote that has shown class, that has shown that is committed, giving us such a large refinery. If that refinery can serve Nigeria, why do we import? Do you know that people are making mockery of Nigeria? That this is the 6th largest producer of oil in the whole world, and you are importing this? It's a shame. It's a shame. Allow Dangote. If Dangote can serve Nigeria, I don't want to.
What about monopoly? Are we going to? I mean,
let me tell you. About 25 licenses were given. What other people? What are they doing with their licenses? Dangote has immediately used his license to do something. Other people who are holding the licenses and will not want to, do something with it, make use of it, get us refineries. They should take the licenses from them and give it to people who are ready. You know what happens in this country is that people steal Nigerians' money and take it abroad, put it in different banks abroad. So what we should do is that we have billionaires here. How is DSTV not enjoying monopoly?
They've been bought again. How come
Nigerians who parade themselves as billionaires, how come they can't get an alternative to DSTV? So that's what we are saying. The followers are irresponsible. The government too is not committed. So that is what we are seeing. This Dangote must be respected. That Nigeria first policy must be embraced. Whatever the Hitman people are talking, they should go into other businesses. It is a shame. It's a national shame for us to be importing refined products when we are the 6th largest producers of oil. It's a shame. Ghanaians are making jest of us. Cameroonians are making jest of us. Everybody is making it's wrong. Everybody is making jest of us.
Okay, do you think the president should listen to?
It's not about the president listening to them, Mr. Dangote, or not.
Operate according to the Nigeria first policy with our fuel system.
What would be the benefits if we stop importation? So we first of all ask, at least in Nigeria today, we are saying we need maybe 45 million barrels per day.
That's what figure was given by him.
That's
by
Dangote.
If you even check some report, we spend 45 to 50 million barrels per day, and he produces 56 million barrels per day from that Dangote refinery. So we also note that we have other smaller refineries, like the one in Edo State, the Okpala, I don't know what's his name again. You also have some other ones like some smaller pocket refinery. So if all of them, we have all these, and we can meet our daily need, why do we have to import? The importation is for some people to benefit. Those who are already in the business before now, they are the ones that want to raise ugly, but they should know. Remember, we've once said it there before that look, they have to go and look for other kind of business, because now that we can now have a finished product from our crude oil, anything finished, please, we must stop importing that.
It's a national disgrace to be importing in 2025.
Boy is also building.
Boy is also building.
So there can never be monopoly. It will benefit our Naira exchange. We'll keep more dollars. Those ones who are into that business, they are just crying wolf. They should come down.
But what happens when it's a private investment. What happens when politics comes into it, and perhaps to frustrate, we don't probably know this president, perhaps whenever to frustrate the president or to frustrate the policies, you know, they begin to sell more outside because you can't sell to it's not compulsory, and it becomes really controversial.
As much as that can happen, that is why, see, when they are doing, that's why you are saying licenses, they know that for sure that look, West Africa is a very strong market for PMS.
Yes.
So aside West Africa, Africa is also that strong market. So aside that, you can look at the other day. You remember he was saying there was this offshore barge that people go there and supply, and they are trying to crash the prices. So if we can, see, we need to take ownership of this thing in Africa. See, I get angry when my country cannot take ownership of everything in Africa. Which we are able to. So somebody once did a business, one of my friends, and they said they had to go and put their head office of Africa in Dubai. Why? They said they wanted Nigeria ab initio, but because Nigeria doesn't have enough electricity, they have to put their office in Dubai where they are sure of electricity. And it's wrong. But this is an open market. Yes. If we can show up ourselves, if we can bring us, and get things right, the African market becomes ours. I remember when I used to go to Alaba International and people come to buy CDs, those days. Yes. See, you see people come from Togo, Angola, to buy our pirated, not the original, pirated copies of our CDs. And I'm like, whoa, if we can have this in piracy, why not just do the right thing and hit the market? So you can see from our superstars, our musicians, all over Africa, we are winning awards and so on, and they are going to African countries to shine. That's what the country should do. That's why we should stop importation of PMS. We have our crude, we have our refineries, not one, not two, not three, coming up. So we need to stop it so that we can do what? And more. Keep
and let us not forget that the federal government must, as a matter of urgency, revoke the licenses, those who are holding licenses for refineries, and they are not doing anything with it. The federal government should revoke it and give it to those who are ready to do business.
Exactly, yes.
What if there are some unforeseen circumstances?
Sorry to cut you short. Take, for instance, the universities. Ab initio, we used to go in droves to study outside. But now you don't have a lot of private universities.
Yes.
A lot of us can go out again.
Working private universities.
And they are also improving themselves by the day. When it was convenient, it was like, too expensive. But it was regular. It was okay. It was going in the right way. So we are building that. Ghana too copied us. Cameroon copied us. Every other countries are copying us to do that. The same thing, if we can keep our refineries, grow them, grow our businesses, we'll become the giants of Africa that we are and we should be. But if we don't do that, we're going to lose money.
What if there are some unforeseen circumstances? And, you know, some persons are saying, what if we get to a level where imported petrol is cheaper than the ones being refined in here? If you leave the market open, you give Nigerians the ability to choose to either go for what is imported and cheaper, or if it stays that way, or pick from what is being done here. Now, if we are scrapping those guys that are importing, and then they say, okay, only here, what it becomes like food? What, because food in Nigeria now, made from Nigerian farmers, is cheaper than the one that is
rice particularly is cheaper.
Rice. What if it becomes rice? What if it becomes, what if we now enter into a major problem going forward?
That is why I respect a person like I respect Dangote. And the refinery is building is not a small refinery. It's one that can serve Nigeria. It's one that can also at the same time serve international nations, other nations. So if these people are insisting on importing, is that they are flying a kite when they will always come with their troubles. Nigeria needs to stabilize. And one of the indices of stability is to ensure that you serve yourself within first. What they are bringing is for personal gain. They want to do business. The petroleum chain is a very long one. They can find a way to, buckle themselves put themselves into one or two chains there. They import. I have told you that it is a shame that a country that is the 6th largest producer of oil is importing. Go to Saudi Arabia, are they importing? Find out.
Those who are meeting this fact about importing are those who have tanks farm. So why not convert your tanks farm to the refinery point?
So that's the affair is that they want to chase them out of business. But the fact is that Nigeria cannot stand facing fuel crisis when we start depending on these we depended on them in the past now. You saw the fuel crisis queue. They were telling us they are importing this next week. We don't need that. This one is within. Let us make good use of it.
Pride.
And let me tell you, Dangote, now our papa be this, so that people were singing it for. They should also sing it for Dangote because he has shown patriotism. He has shown that he's ready for the job. He is our papa for now.
So
now, if we now take him and make him our papa and we hand everything over to him as of today, what if he starts?
That's the same monopoly will come in, and that's why I say those who are still holding the remaining licenses for refinery
should get busy.
Revoke it. Threaten them first that you will revoke it within this monopoly time. You see them going to work.
Monopoly can't come because we already have the Boa on ground going.
On ground going.
We have the Babai Jebu one on ground going. So you can't be monopoly. So everybody will have to do comparative cost advantage. What can you produce cheap and sell?
What if they come and become, a group of top guys?
So
then they are now regulating the whole thing.
Let's look at the Indomie market. The Indomie market. Have there been a successful monopoly in the Indomie market? No. Despite the fact they are trying to form one. In the biscuit market, has there been successful? You will always have to sell. You want to sell more. It's your turnover. Even with the cartel, it's your turnover. Even when they were doing the tank farm, they were doing all the agreements. It's your turnover. Whatever you can sell quickly and make money. So if you are going to form a union to kill yourself, would you join the union?
And I thank God they fight this argument about buying fuel in dollars, and all those are gone now. And so Dangote has the wherewithal to make his business move. And if he decides to monopolize it and start increasing his whatever fuel price, at which I don't think he will want to do. I know that he's a man with a human face. In business, I know he's a man with a human face. See, let me also tell you, the federal government, the government also have a role to play. They should hold. They should not allow the naira to slide further.
Yes.
They should not allow the naira to slide further. The dollar should not continue to bring that down. If the naira slides further, fuel price will increase. And that is why the federal government must know that this is. I've not been hearing from the CBN governor recently. He should be telling us how he is strengthening the naira to ensure that I'm happy that there is no.
I think the dollar is falling now.
There is no free fall again.
The dollar is falling. That's because of the whole world trade and all of that.
Whatever they want to do to make, because the moment the naira falls again, it becomes a minus on the part of the government.
All right, we have to move on to the next topic, and some northern politicians have been accusing the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, of sidelining the North when it comes to matters of development. Yesterday, some stakeholders from the Northeast particularly were saying they are saying what is happening down south, but nothing is happening up north. Of course, people in the presidency, particularly former minister and current aide of the current president, Mr. Stone Didari, has equally responded, by outlining the things that the president has been doing in the north. And they've been saying, no, we are not, the president is not ignoring you. We are not ignoring you as a government. These and these and these and these are the things we've done in the north. I'll be starting with you this time around, Mr. Liu. This is a major topic. Especially if you consider the fact that the top people in ADC, the new political baby, and what some persons have tagged the SPV of agreed politicians, or should I say opposition politicians, and majorly northerners. With the death of former President Muhammadu Buhari, a lot of politicking is going up north. There's the north angry noise going everywhere, and with this thing coming and coming and coming, it started with appointments. Some person said, look, President Tinubu is taking all the appointments down south, nothing for the north. There was a list that got released and then it got deleted, and the same former minister, Sunday Dari, came up and said that there were some inconsistent actions in the list, and that something will come up very soon. Some person was coming up on social media yesterday to say, hey, you said it's going to come back up. We've not seen it till now. And it looks like the whole thing is just brewing.
Who gets what?
When and how.
When and how. So this is how they are going to get what they want to get. When is 2027? So in 2027, what do we want to get? Is it a Southern president continuation, or we want a new party, or a Northern president? So you are going to see a lot of this kind of controversy.
But about the fact, is it true? Can we say from what we've seen so far,
even if it's not a fact, even if it's not a fact, or it's a fact, politicians will always say what they want to say anyhow. You can imagine.
But what's the truth?
The truth is that we want a leader that is capable to lead us. You know,
The truth
is that
we are being ignored.
The truth is that as any part of this country enjoy more development than any other part, we should ask ourselves. Everybody should ask ourselves.
I think
where is the development more?
Yeah.
Which part of experience government has enjoyed government largest more? So when we ask those questions and we look at the indices and the facts on ground, we will now be able to decide. But again, in this current dispensation, you would ask, what are the legacy projects? So how have they been able to split the project around the country? So you see that there is equity in the way the current president is sharing his project. Take for example the Sokoto Lagos Road that has been neglected for years. He has revived it. Take the Lagos Calabar Coastal Way. So those two roads.
That road, there's so much
controversies
about that road that.
Legacy project. These are the things we want. So when you are saying the roads in the north are bad, are the roads in the south too not that bad? Are they fair? Have you been to this place in Delta State between Benin and Delta and see how bad the roads are? So every part of the country needs development. See, I hate when people play they don't play to facts. Somebody says lies are easier to believe than real facts. So when you put lies on the ground, people buy into it and begin to talk nonsense. But look at the facts on ground. Look at the things this man is doing. Is he biased about it? He's not biased. I mean, when you are picking an appointment, you pick those who will work with you, not those who will destroy the work for you. So you pick capable hands, not by tribe, not capability, not by tribe.
Okay,
so
let me
come. Leaders correct?
Let me.
They are wrong.
But the fact is that
2 years, can they say, oh,
the northern leaders are being hypocritical.
Wow.
Because one, we were there when the whole world was shouting about Buhari's nepotistic
So
appointment.
should President Tinubu continue?
I'm not saying you should continue. I'm not. But the fact is that why are they too quick to complain when they enjoyed most of even you can see Amechi too, that people are saying that he gave not a lot in terms of appointment. Buhari gave not a lot, and there was this hue and cry that this man is nepotistic or was nepotistic, But now the North is the one complaining.
But is President Tinubu not following that path?
Because
they also say that some of the northern appointments have been the brothers of the Yorubas, Kogi, Kwara.
Of course,
these names that you wonder. This not then you go and see.
So the question which was,
of course, wait, of
like
course.
I said, politics is like who gets what. So they are trying to sell a trade. They are trying to sell a market. If the president is going to listen to them, they will say something so that they can get his ears. They can get his buying.
The fact is that the Northerners are used to getting things for themselves, wholesale, without minding what other people are getting, other regions are getting. Now that the table appears to have turned a little bit, they are not happy about it.
I don't think we should say the table has turned a little bit.
Of course, if you look at the appointment, from the angle of appointment, I won't say the Northerners are not saying the truth. Of course, we saw it.
No.
Now you can. If you look at the
because the moment you do
look at the
little bit, you are buying to what they want to sell, and that thing they are selling.
No, the fact is that the fact is that it is not perfect.
It's wrong.
It's not perfect.
Towards the south.
Yes, it's not perfect.
If you
Is
check,
the president tilting towards the south?
the president is not tilting towards the south.
But they brought out appointment like.
You see many southwest there. Many southwest there. That's what we are saying. Southwest.
Those are our own perception. You are looking at.
Is that perception or what is?
That's what is on the ground.
No, you are looking at that. What about the others? Have you looked at the ones they give to other people too? Other people.
But somehow it's tilting towards the south.
It's a balanced appointment.
It's not balanced. It's not balanced.
You are looking for those who will work with you and bring your country to the fruit. You want to bring them to, not those who will come and become mediocres and destroy the
system. Then where do you put federal character? Where do you put federal character?
So as much as you cry your federal character, are you going to cry federal character and destroy your country?
No.
So how do you balance it?
But
you look for capable hand that you can trust, that can deliver on the mandates of the country, the mandates of your political idea, the mandates of your party.
But
so if you
the fact is that
it is
a risk being taken by the president and people may interpret it to be nepotism.
That's what I'm saying.
And
Their
nepotism
interpretation is
not
wrong.
good in a federal system.
It's not
of
good.
government.
It's not fair
So
for us.
what I'm saying is that the presidency should listen to the North.
You shouldn't listen to the North. Because also the same Northern people,
if he
they also
doesn't
come out yesterday to say no.
if he
that,
doesn't,
hold on,
yeah.
that the president of this country is fear to them. They also say that. So it tells them
That's like another win.
That's a
That's
faction.
another-
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Politics is who gets what when how. So this faction is saying this, another faction is saying no, you are wrong. So let's not buy in. As early that we are that we know the truth, we don't buy into them. We let them do their campaign. It's their political system.
Yeah.
It's their politics. They are playing.
But we have to stick with it.
But
Yeah,
we
we'll
have to
start,
bring
yeah.
the facts to the people. Look,
Now, talking about
the
development,
country, the
in
president
the north
is
and
not
the south.
biased in his appointment. Everything he's doing for the progress.
what about development? The north and the south, is he biased? Is he pro-south against the north?
The North are saying is pro-South, and me I've seen in terms of, I'm not looking at the project,
Okay.
in terms of appointment, he tilted somehow to the towards the south, which Buhari did in the last time. That's why I'm saying the Northerners, why are they crying wolf now when Buhari did even worse than
If you
what
look at
Buhari
development,
But are we
Tinubu
supposed to
did.
now follow on the same path? He preached renewed hope.
I don't buy this idea of this kind of statement from
Yeah.
politicians. All I'm saying is, give us this development. You might bring somebody from France to give us development. If you can be a Nigerian and give you development, buy it into it.
I also buy that idea because I give you an analogy before about how, not even an analogy, an example, when Clemens Westhoff was a Super Eagles coach, and people were were exclaiming,
Foreigner.
that our best 11s, almost all of them were from the southeast, and Westhoff was surprised. I said he never knew whether I just know their name. I don't even know where they are from. The fact is that he said if one family can give him what he wants, he will take his first 11 from a family.
So we all buy
so that he will get
that kind of.
But the fact is that if you now go that lane and at the end of the day you don't get what you need,
So you get
what
the people need.
What the people need.
Because
the president wants the president. Like the people wants development.
Yeah.
So he picks his first 11. He won't go to 10th 11. So if his first 11 are not performing, people will start puncturing areas. That is where they say, all this and it is like nepotism. So that's it. That is bringing his cronies, he's bringing his tribal people. So that's it. So the fact is that if those people are performing, there won't be any complaint. That is it.
Won't some people, like you, I'm happy you brought the issue of federal character in.
Yes.
And we just, like you said, people complained when Buhari was in power and said Buhari was tilting towards, the north and all of that for the major appointments.
Yeah.
These, that, well.
That Jonathan didn't get that kind of blame.
No, Jonathan did not.
Okay.
Did not. Even, in fact, Jonathan had more percentage of women in his cabinet.
Yeah. And more Northerners in his cabinet.
It was balanced. Jonathan was not accused of being pro-South. He had quite... And some persons even said that was the reason for his downfall. You do this.
Obasanjo to try during his whole time.
Yes,
of course, there was a kind of.
There has never been no government whereby one tribe is not calling crying wolf about marginalization. Go and check. But the thing is that, look, I want people to understand that, look, development is what we want. Growth is what we want. Infrastructure is what we want. How do we get there? Is a Dangote a Yoruba man?
It's not.
Where is his refinery?
In Lagos.
He's planning another deep sea port in Ogun State. Who is crying wolf now? Why are they crying? What we want is growth. So let's go for growth rather than this nepotism and tribalistic discussion. And like I told you, it's just some political power. Some guy just said, okay, let's do something to draw attention to our party, to our system, to we. And they will say statement and people begin to run it as scatter. I don't expect anybody not
But
to
the president should listen.
Listen to what?
If it's going 65%
that will bring
down to the south, you should make it something maybe 60-40 or 55-45.
It's achievement we want. If you can achieve it with a Yoruba race, achieve it. If you can achieve
of course. If people start seeing development, there shouldn't be complaint.
Please achieve
of course.
So we shouldn't be selling these dummies that when you say they change one post up to one post. People begin to cry tribalism. We should look at things critically from point of development.
But just before we round off, the electricity matter, we spoke about it last week. We should touch on it again. Because you are saying, we were saying on this program virtually that we need to dismantle this matter and get to a solution. Now presidency, the federal government is talking about the fact that 11 companies, may come in and all of that.
If they bring in the new act, I think some of them will not be able to, because they have to go into recapitalization. Yes. It means you must have a strong financial base to do this distribution. You cannot be a disco by favoritism. Yes. You remember they had the when they sell NEPA and they dismantled all of them. All their cronies and others bought into it. We don't have any international company.
How sure are we that even if and it's wrong? They are not people's other people's friends.
What we're saying is that at least you're going to come in. You're going to come in with a very strong capital base. So if you don't have that capital base, please, we will resell you. If you cannot, you do the share devaluation or whatever.
What if there are still some people's brothers and friends? And
come with a strong capital base. There are people, brothers in banks and so on. They have a strong capital base.
I think I agree with you. We have seen the effect of the mismanaged privatization, where we have all sort of discos coming in with all sort of things that are anti-people. But if what the federal government wants to do, we come to pass. I will love it, because the 11 discos have shown that they are leviathans, they are buccaneers, they are barracudas. They are not ready. In fact, they are crocodiles. They are not ready. They are not ready to do their work with a human face. They are not ready to look at Nigeria and say, how can we do this so that the people will not. Do you know that they are taking Nigerians for granted? In ordinary Algeria, you can't bring a bill that is more than my salary. That day you will determine whether you sit in your office or not.
But so also looking at it, you look at
what you are using. What you are using. People are saying that, especially for estimated bill,
what are we using?
They are not using as much.
What are they using? See, let me what are they now? I went as a person. I went to a disco outlet, and I asked them, "Why are you bringing humongous bills that are not commensurate with what we are?" They said, if anything Genco gives them, I shouldn't even complain. Very soon I will get 1 million naira.
Wow.
So that they don't do their work with a human face. And when you are talking to them, it's as if you are talking to a thug.
So also we'll look at what do we need as a country in terms of electricity? What megawatt? So we need close to 45,000 or 45,000 megawatts. So what are we generating currently? We are generating 13 megawatt plus. What is the Jinko selling to us? They are selling close to 13, 14, 4,000, 5,000. Where is the remaining gap? So I think government is looking like we are losing here. Where is this particular one going? Who is taking the chunk? Who is buying it? Who are they giving it to? How is it missing? So government is also paying debt. Government is paying subsidy to them.
Why you know where
do you know breakdown of this, and they were talking about the fact that it's not like we do not. The problem is the distribution.
So
and the distribution is very low if you compare it to that of South Africa. You see that you say,
what are we?
The gap is just so much.
Are we generating when we are generating 13,000 megawatts and we are distributing close to 4,000, 5,000?
Yes.
Where is the gap?
We are not doing 8. We are not doing 7.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still asking the question because I want to know that's remaining between 13 minus 13 from 5,000. What do you have? You have close like 7,000 missing.
Yes.
Where is that 7,000 going? So is it the Genco that are responsible for that, or who?
Is the discos from what they've explained?
So the discos are the ones
stealing from the
Gencos, or they are mismanaging. They don't have the means
to distribute it.
So now that we are going to have an amendment act of the 2023 Electricity Act, so that amendment will now tell you if you don't have capacity, I cannot be buying transformer, I'll be buying pole, I'll be buying electricity, and you still tell me you're a Genco and you're still charging me, and I don't have a different.
I also think that anytime federal government brings out things that will, policies that will make the people happy, because anytime federal government does that, the federal government should follow up. You don't just say things, you go and sleep. Federal government, I gave you an example, churned out 20 billion naira for a particular amount of meters. Do you know this? And I told you the emphasis was free.
Yeah.
Free. Do you know that these discos are selling the meters for 135,000 naira?
It's even more in some places.
Then how do you define criminality? How do you define criminality?
Maximizing profit.
It's not maximizing profit. The federal government has said free.
These are maximizers of profit.
Do you know that? During Jonathan time, Jonathan also did his own 2.7 billion naira free meter. Do you know
I
that?
don't know anybody that got it.
Whether that one, when it came out, they were selling it too.
Even in my father's house, it was bought.
So the discos have something in their sleeves, and it is not something that is near honesty.
It's not an ace. It's a corruption.
Yes.
It's not an ace in their sleeves.
Yeah. Go to any disco now. Tell them you want meter. They will give you 135,000. That is wrong. That is not good.
Unfortunately, time is not a friend here. But hey, I really wish we could go on and on. Like I said at the beginning of the show, we have some of the best hands here when it comes to dissecting and analyzing these matters. We'll bring various angles to you, and like I said, we'll present the truth to you. It's the last show of the month of July. When else you'll be seeing us here? It will be in the 8th month, August. You know, August means special. It's going to be a special edition from next week onwards because it's going to be in the month of August. A very big thank you to Mr. Chukwudi Akasike and Mr. Dik.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Viash.
A big thanks to our producers and the production team. But the biggest of thank you belongs to you, our viewers. Because like I always say, we are here because you are there. The weekend begins tomorrow. The new month, it's the end and the beginning at the same time. The end of the week and the beginning of a new month. So enjoy the beginning and the end if I'm permitted to say such. Stay out of trouble, guys. Have a fantastic weekend. God bless you.